today I have another video for you, and this is all about brushes. I know when I started out with makeup, brushes were not a necessity for me. I basically used my fingers for everything, and the brushes that came with the little compact I just used, I didn't know anything about them. This video is to help beginners out, and it could also help people who aren't beginners but don't know what brushes to get. So I have 7 essential makeup brushes that I personally picked, and I think that is kind of a necessity to have in your brushes. So I have all the brushes right there, and then I also have some tips for them as well. So I'd say the first thing is choosing the material of the brushes. So there's 2 types of brushes. There's synthetic and natural. And natural brushes are for more dry skin products, so like blush, so like powder blush, powder, so basically not any like cream products. Synthetic brushes are for cream products, so like concealer, foundation, basically all that stuff. And synthetic brushes are made out of real hair. Yeah, so that's basically all I have to say for that material. Once you are done choosing, which material you want to choose a brush that feels right for you. Personally, I don't like, hard, scratchy, terrible products that like brushes that shed, and you don't want that. And I don't think you want that either. You want to choose brushes that are good quality, that won't shed on you. And if you don't know what shedding means, it's basically when these little hairs on the brush, they just fall out on your face, and the hairs on your face, and it's disgusting. So you want a product that doesn't shed, and you want a product that won't fall apart on you. Size matters when you choose your brush. When I say size matters, it depends on what area of the face you want to use it on. So let's say you want to use a product all over your face and you want a brush for it, I'd say choose a bigger brush instead of, this small one right here, obviously. And I also recommend synthetic brushes because for foundation, it will soak up less product, whereas a natural brush would soak up more product. So that's also why I recommend synthetic brushes. The first brush I recommend is a foundation brush. If you wear foundation, this definitely applies to you. If you don't wear foundation, then you can just skip to the next brush that I recommend. I wear foundation. I don't really use a foundation brush. I either use my hands or a sponge. You can also use a sponge if you don't want to invest in a foundation brush. I know the sponge will be a little dirty, but just bear with me here. So this is the sponge I use in the morning. It's just triangular, and if you're on a budget for brushes, you definitely don't have to get a foundation brush. I think it's really nice to have if you're limited on the amount of brushes you can buy. So if you can't afford a foundation brush, a sponge is the way to go. They come in packs of like 20 maybe. You can get them at your local Walmart, your local grocery store, and they come in large quantities, so they're also very cheap. And yeah, that's just what it looks like. And of course it'll be white. And also a foundation brush, I have one, but it's not great quality, so I'm not going to show you it. But it's by e.l.f. And e.l.f. is a very cheap brand that you can find at Target, maybe Walgreens even. And they have very cheap makeup products and very cheap makeup brushes. I don't think their products ever go above $5. I'm not positive, don't quote me on that. I had an e.l.f. foundation brush, and it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're going to invest in nice quality brushes, then I would recommend, like maybe Real Techniques, MAC even, if you can afford that. But EcoTools also has some really nice brushes that I would check out. And you can also get EcoTools at CVS, I believe. I know definitely you can get them at Target. And I believe you can also get them at Walgreens as well. And for the foundation brush, I'd recommend it be synthetic because it would be good for buffing into the skin and really, working the foundation into your skin and making it look as natural as possible. So the next brush that I recommend is a powder brush. And I have one right here that I would recommend to you guys. This is the Sonia Kashuk powder brush. It just has a white handle here. It's very easy to hold in your hand. And what you do is you basically just like apply the powder all over here. And what a powder brush is, I basically already said it, it's good for powder. Hence the name powder brush. It's usually a larger, kind of more softer, rounder brush. The reason why it's like this is because, here, let me just get an example out. So say I have this powder right here, and I want to apply it on my face. So you take this, and you just dab it onto the product, and I will just do that as an example. And there's your product. I don't know if you can really see that. There. So there's your product. I actually have some on here. I don't know if it's obvious. Why this is such a good brush is you want to kind of sweep it over your skin and it'll put the powder setting your foundation and everything else you've put on your face in place for the rest of the day, so it won't budge. It'll stay on your face. So that's why it's larger. That way you can cover bigger quantities. You do not want to use this as a blush brush just because your cheeks are so small. So if you try to apply blush like this, then it's gonna like smear like everywhere, and it's probably gonna get a huge splotch of color that you didn't want on there. A powder brush is good for, you know, setting your makeup, and sometimes it's also good for bronzer. I also use this for bronzer. Shh, don't tell anybody, but I use this for bronzer, and it also works very good. So if you don't want to buy a bronzer brush, then I'd also recommend a powder brush. I'll list all of these brushes in the down bar. The next brush that I would recommend is a blush slash bronzer brush. A blush brush is good for bringing color to your face, and there's two here I'd actually recommend for you. And I'm sorry, I don't know who this first one's by. I got it in a brush roll set for my birthday. So I'll just start with this one. And this is the softest brush like ever. Oh, and also another tip, you want like really nice soft brushes for your face. And this is really, really nice for applying your blush, because you want that kind of I woke up with a natural flush kind of look, not I woke up with red splotches on my face kind of look. So what you do is you just take your brush and put it into the product, and you smile, find the apples of your cheeks, and you just basically apply the color on there, and just, you know, bring it up to your temples, just so it looks like it's natural, like I said before. I'd also recommend the EcoTools blush brush for this. You can see that it fits nicely in kind of like the cheek area, the apples of your cheeks, and you want a brush that fits nicely on your the apples of your cheeks, and not a, you know, gigantic like fan brush. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want this for my blush because it's just so cool. No, you don't want that, because it won't look natural. So round natural brushes are great for blush. So for bronzer, I have one brush here for bronzer. Oh, and by the way, this is blush slash bronzer brush, so you can use these as the same thing. So this counts as one brush. Like these, the blush and bronzer brushes all count as one of them, I guess you could say. So for bronzer, if you want to contour, I'll do a video on contour and highlighting later, so I won't get into too much depth of it now. But basically, contouring is where you take a bronzer and you go like this, and you put it in here. And I usually take a bronzer that's a little bit lighter than your skin tone, and it makes the illusion that, you know, you're slimmer, your face is slimmer. Our brush that I would recommend for that is an angled bronzer brush or a blush brush. Again, so you can use this for blush and bronzer. Just this is a lot better for contouring because it's angled and it will really get into the hollows of your cheeks. And I really like using this for contouring because, once again, it just creates the natural illusion of, you know, slimmer face, and it also really fits into the hollows of my cheeks well. So once again, I don't know where this brush is from because I got it in a brush roll set, and I don't know what the name of the brush roll set is either, so I am very sorry, but I will have some products similar to this brush in the down bar. So the next essential brush that I have is an eyeshadow brush, and this is just a normal everyday eyeshadow brush that can apply color all over your lids. And you want this brush to be a natural brush and not a synthetic one. And this is what it looks like. This is just a Lancome one. I know Lancome brushes are pretty expensive. I just got this from my mom. And this eyeshadow brush is great for, you know, just sweeping the eyeshadow all over your lid. And you want the normal eyeshadow brush to kind of be, you know, small, kind of stiff like this one. The reason why you want this is because it'll pack a lot more color onto your lids than a more fluffier brush would, because once again it's more small and compact than a fluffy brush would be. So this is just great if you are a one eyeshadow kind of girl, or maybe even two. You can also wipe the colors on the back of your hand and just put a different one on the other side of the brush, and you just like put that on your lid. That's great for, you know, maybe one eyeshadow, maybe a couple. I definitely probably would invest in a couple more eyeshadow brushes like this, just so you're not using like the same one over and over again. And the next eyeshadow brush I have is a blending brush, and this one is just by Mary Kay. And you can see this was different than the eyeshadow brush because it is fluffy at the end, and it really helps to, you know, blend two colors together And this is more like a soft brush. It's kind of shaped like a flower almost. I'm not really positive how to describe that. Blending brushes are usually for blending maybe two colors together. So like maybe you have a light color in the inner corner and then you have a darker color on the outer corner, and you want to blend those two together so they look, you know, like they were seamlessly put there. A blending brush is great for that. And you want also this to be, you know, a soft, natural brush. So, you know, it doesn't scratch your eye out and you're not digging into it like this. But yeah, and it's also great for crease because it will define your crease with precision. Your crease is right here. To define your eyes better, you can put a darker color in your crease with the blending brush, and this will define your eyes a little bit better. I usually don't do this, but on days when I do this, I use my blending brush, and this is amazing. The next brush that I'd recommend is another eye brush, and this is an eyeliner brush. This one is also by Mary Kay. If you can't afford the higher end products, then that is completely fine. I also have a backup for this. This is an e.l.f. one, and this is actually not too bad. And you can see that I've used this sometime because the brush was originally yellow, but now it's black. The good thing about this is that these brushes are good for two things. First, they're good for applying eyeliner. Second of all, they're good for your brows. So I don't fill in my brows really, but when I do, I definitely use these. And the reason why I choose these for my brows is because they're good for making the powder in your brows look like it's natural hair. So because of the slanted brush, it really kind of makes precise strokes in your eyebrows that look natural. And also for eyeliner, this could be great for gel and eyeshadow. So if you don't have a black eyeliner and you have black eyeshadow and you just want to use that instead, you can take your eyeliner brush and just take that black eyeshadow and just take that eyeliner brush and kind of swipe it into the black. So like that, and then just start lining your eyes like you would with any other normal eyeliner. And the effect is basically the same, except it's a little bit more matte and not as shiny. These are great for eyeliner because, you know, once again, it's slanted. It can really get in good to line your eyes for a more natural effect if you would want that. Okay, so the next and last brush that I would recommend is a lip brush. I know when your mind comes to, you know, 7 essential makeup brushes that you need, it might now come to a lip brush. Why I recommend a lip brush is because, say you have a really dark, maybe bright lipstick, so like a red, like a holiday red color. What you can do is you can take, so I'm just going to use this for example, you can take this and basically swipe your lip brush on the lipstick or whatever you're using. I don't know why you wouldn't be using anything other than lipstick for your lips though. Just put the color on your lips. It could almost replace a lip liner almost because it's very fine and pointy at the end. And it has a round tip, it's small and flat, and it's, for beginners, it's really easy to apply the lip color with precise strokes. Once again, it can get really into the corners and maybe just on the outer corners of your lips, that way there aren't any, you know, smudges on the end. You can also fix that with concealer, but this just makes it a lot easier than applying lipstick right out of the tube. That was just my makeup brushes that I feel are kind of essential to have, and I hope you guys check this out. I will have links in the description bar where you can buy all of these except these because I don't know where these came from. These and EcoTools brushes are both very similar. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and excuse the lighting. I tried to make it better, but it turned out being light and then it kind of went to dark because my window is right here. So anyway, and excuse like the last two videos I've been in sweatshirts. It's been really cold where I am in winter breaks and, you know, 8 days. I've just been, you know, kind of lazy, but I promise for my next video I will be not in a sweatshirt because I feel kind of like I've been slacking on you guys because I've been in sweatshirts the entire time, but you know, what can you do when you want to be comfortable? So yeah, anyway, I hope you liked this video. I hope this helped you, and if it did, please leave a comment in the comment section because that would be so nice and supportive, and it would show that you support me and what I do on here. So I hope you guys are having a great day, and I love you. Bye.